How I go about microplastics. Ooh, I hit that. All right. So when it comes to cars, I feel like this one's a little bit underrated, but when it comes to cars and like it's hot outside, the sun's out, and it's like beaming all over your car. When you enter inside your car, like you have that hot, airy mist in the not mist, but hot, airy, just like fog. I know you know what I'm talking about. When you enter your car, that just that heat that you immediately like are succumb to on a hot day. That right there, because the dash and everything like that is made of plastic, and as soon as that's heated up, plastic starts, what was it? The PFAs and BPAs, all those chemicals, they start getting ramped up because of the heat. So it's like, all right, because they're getting ramped up because of the heat, sunlight directly hitting them, hot car, hot boxing, microplastics. Boom. So yeah. So now you're hotboxing microplastics. The way to stop this from happening, getting like a little cover for your window would be pretty good. And getting like those on windshield, I mean, getting those like those covers, that would be good to like reduce how much heat your car is taking in. And obviously, so like the UV rays and the heat and all that doesn't destroy like any electronics or anything on your dash. Also, but it's this is kind of nice. But having like a cover, or if you don't have a cover, you're just not really trying to like pay for it or nothing like that. When you enter it, immediately roll the window all the way down. And I wouldn't say crank the AC high yet. Like I would want you to crank the AC high so we can get all the air out, but at the same time, that junk could be freaking mad hot when you crank the AC and the AC is just spitting out straight freaking heat at you as you're sitting in the car, and it's already hot in the car, so that can definitely be a lot. But ramp up the at least the AC as much as possible, not mainly for the sake of AC, but for the sake of just pushing all the that heat wave out of your car. There is like this little hack that I saw. I was like some Asian lady or something like that. She was in her car, and as she was up in her car, I'm just gonna use this car example. I'm just gonna use this car over here. I'm not even really gonna try and draw one. As she was in her car, what she'll do is she would roll down like this window back here, this window right here on the side, and this window back here. She'll roll up all those windows, but she'll leave this one closed. I think she left this one closed or cracked. I think it was like cracked open. And then she would slam the door 5 times, 5 to 6 times, and it'll completely get rid of like all like that hot smog in the car. It'll just completely get rid of it and it'll all go out. That is like that is something you could do, but you have to outwardly grab your door and slam it, slam it, slam it, slam it 5 to 6 times. And I'm not really, if you want to, you can. It works. I tried it once, but like people will look at you. People will look at you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. The monkeys will be like, what the world is happening? But yeah, but that's for cars. Washing and drying. When it comes to washing and drying your clothes, see, this is the washer. You know what I mean? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and this is the dryer. Bah, 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 bah. So this is the washer, and this is the dryer. If you have, let's say I have an entire load in here of cotton clothes, and let's say I put in one pair of polyester shorts. I just put in only one pair of polyester shorts. This one pair of polyester shorts will sprinkle microplastics all over the rest of my clothes, which is down here. So my load, which is right here, as soon as I'm putting this load up in there, if I combine it with the polyester, just one pair is all it takes. If I put just one pair or any type of like polyester in there, then it'll be washed, the microplastic seasoning will go all over it. And then when I put all that in the dryer, since everything has the microplastic seasoning and everything like that, then I'm just literally cooking it like slow bake, not even slow bake, just freaking high oven of just microplastics all over my cotton clothing. And with polyester, it's not just polyester when it comes to the clothing business. It's polyester with other nasty chemicals that are like cooked with the polyester. So with polyester, there's other chemicals cooked with it. Just as cotton, normal cotton has other chemicals that are cooked with it, but with there being cooked with your cotton and the way it is, you can wash this out. With this, you can wash it out. There's like a little protocol. You like wash it 2 times before you wear it, and I think you let it sit a night in a baking soda. Like just let them sit in baking soda or like your clothes or whatever you just got overnight in there. And I think that's like the little protocol that you can do. There's probably other things out there, but I think that's like one of them. But ultimately, not having microplastic seasoning covered and then cooked into your clothing, that's why I ultimately I just don't use I just don't combine, at least. I don't combine my coats, 'cause I do have 1 pair of polyester shorts, and I have a big old, like, raincoat. I never really use it, but, like, you know, even though it's made of polyester, it's gonna be, like, mad useful when it's, like, raining, cause like, it doesn't absorb like, just as, like, for, like, hiking and stuff like that. This is mad useful to have. But even though it's polyester, this is useful to have. But I still have 1 pair of polyester shorts, and I make sure I basically I never wash them, never use them for real, because I'm not really trying to wash it with my other clothes and waste the load on 1 pair of shorts. It's not really worth it. And then the dust. My like, PFAs and, like, microplastics, stuff like that, like, it can get to you, like, those chemicals can get to you through, like, the dust particles in the air. So make sure to clean your room, bro. Freaking mom would be happy. My mom would be happy if I was sitting there dusting my room, getting a nice spick and span, bro, on, like, a Saturday morning. Oh, yeah, bro. Peak timing, bro. Freaking peak timing for me to start dusting my room. Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm sure my mom would have been happy for me to start doing something like that. But stop. But yes, dusting your room, cleaning it, stuff like that. That's what I do at least. I do it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do it like once, like a month or something like that. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna try and like lie to you, like, oh yeah, I dust my room. It's like spick and span. Like, no, like you could easily come into my freaking room, come to my humble abode. You know, just see like dust, like just somewhere random. You just see dust everywhere but the PC. You know what I mean? I'm joking, but everywhere but the PC and the fridge, bro. Dust everywhere, all over the entire home. I'm joking, but but dust is like it can travel through dust, and as you like breathe it in and like walk over like polyester carpet and stuff like that. This is like extreme levels, but it's still worth mentioning because it can still happen. It's still like a continuous exposure. So being on 10 toes is typically what I like to do, and I typically I'll dust my room once a month, and I'll make sure to have my washing and drying thing split. Now, black plastic, I avoid black plastic like the plague. Like I avoid it completely. I was seeing this things like, oh yeah, it's made from recycled electronics. I'm like, oh wow, like I was sitting here, I was like, oh, and I'm interested in it. So I started learning a bit about it. It was like made of recycled electronics and recycled plastic and like other stuff like that. I'm like, wow. Like I don't really want to use this because since it's black, you can like hide a lot of things, despite how bad that sentence sounded. Oh yeah. But but yeah, no, so black plastic, especially when you're like, what are those places? You know how like those Chinese places, they'll give you like to-go boxes or just like normal food, no matter how they like serve it to you. It'll just be in this like black plastic like container, and then I have like the plastic white like lid on it. A lot of Chinese places at least do it for me. So like they'll give me this like black um plastic thing. I'm like, wow, like this is like literally the worst thing to have in my food because the recycled electronics have like other nasty chemicals in it that are like apparently it has like what's that one called? I think it starts with a TH, like a th. I can't remember what the name was called, but it has just other black plastic. I just remember it having like really nasty chemicals in it. I was like, all right, so I just make sure to avoid black plastic because it has worse chemicals than just like normal, like clear, like white plastic, apparently. So apparently black plastic like the worst of the worst because of like how much it can like hide with the color. So I'm like, all right, I'll just take it for I know plastic isn't like good itself. So I'm sure if it's let me not say something. Sure if it's black, I'm skipping that part, bro. Ain't no way. And water bottles, like water bottles, not water containers, but plastic containers and stuff like that. I swapped all mine out. I got like a big old pack of like circular, like going from small, big old square going from small. I got it from Sheen, bro. It was like $30, bro. And then I got like rectangulars going from small, like going smaller to smaller. I got like a big old like hit low key just for like $30. It was on sale for like 26, I think it was. And I got a whole bunch of glassware from it, which was freaking clutch, right? Because I was like, dang, I don't want to continue to use these plastic containers. What can I do? And I just bought myself a big old pack off Shein of glass. All of them hold strong. I think only one have broken. And I've had it for, I think, 2 years. I've had them for 2 years, I'd say right now. And only one of them like shattered on me. And it was like one of the which one was it? It was like the bigger, not bigger, it was like the medium-sized circular one. That one just shattered on me for some reason, which was a shame. But 2 years, $26, that's low-key pretty chill. I have a glass water bottle, It's not as big, but I have a glass water bottle. I store some like sweet drinks in, like orange juice, apple juice, of like put like a little bit of like salt in there, like kind of like a little electrolyte mix. I have that, and I have like a big old like I want to say not half gallon, but close to half gallon, like metal like water bottle. I think it's stainless steel. But like a big old metal stainless steel water bottle, I don't have like that. It's not a cheap one. I don't have that metal taste as I'm drinking it because I remember I used to have a big old metal water bottle, but every time I drank out of it, it gave me this like metal taste. So I was literally drinking in just like I assume some type of like heavy metal or some nasty metal, which was nasty. Because and the bottle was like degraded and it was like older. So I was like, I assume this is really the best one for my health. But yeah, but I typically use like the stainless steel water bottle that I have and I'll use this glass one every once in a while. I don't use it typically too often, but every now and then I'll use this water bottle. By the way, I go over like a lot more depth into microplastics. I go over a lot more crazier things where microplastics are hidden and stuff like that. All in Health Maxing 101. Make sure to check it out, top link in the description. If you want to go over your specific home or anything like that, I do 1 hour free call. It's literally a free call. Like I will literally sit here and you'll listen to my freaking beautiful mosaic voice, and I'll literally talk to you about your own problem early in the morning so we can get that early morning work in of course. But yeah, literally 1 free hour call. It's all y'all literally sit there and yap to, bro. Sign up for that top link description. And now clothing. When it comes to clothing, of course, like I was just talking about, like the washing and drying process, making sure not to put any like polyester or anything like that in there. That is hard because I remember this one time I had this shirt. It wasn't completely polyester. Like I touched, I was like, oh yeah, it feels like cotton. Like it felt like cotton when I touched it. And then I looked at the tag like, just randomly for I don't know why I looked at the tag, but I just looked at the tag, and I look at the tag, and it says, like, 60% cotton and 40% polyester. I'm like, "What the freak?" I freaking fell for the scandal, and I was tossing this shirt in with my normal clothes. So I'm like, "Alright, so I gotta check." I had to make sure I had to check one of my clothings, grab these clothes, and low key just, like, sell them off somewhere or just get rid of them. But typically just sell them somewhere or, like, freaking Goodwill, whatever. Someone else can do good with some polyester, but not for me, bro. Not for me. But for clothing, also on the point, making sure to wear cotton, linen, the base stuff, hemp, bamboo. I don't really care what natural fiber it is. As long as it's one of these natural fibers, that's freaking green light right there. It's a one up, it's a plus if they can be organic. If it's organic, then that's like a freaking plus right there too. But we don't want to have any polyester or like if you see polyester, nylon, I think spandex is also in that. What other synthetic fibers are there? There's some other synthetic fibers, but ultimately if you look on the back of like a what are these little things called? If you look on the back of like the tag or something like that of a shirt and you see that it has like something on there that you don't know, just look it up and see what it is. Cause if it's like, oh, nylon, what's nylon? You look it up, it's like, oh, it's just another synthetic fiber. It's like, oh, you don't need that. It's just gonna tear up your hormones. It absorbs in through your skin. That's why you don't want like that. It's basically microplastics, but it just goes into the skin, which is worse. And if you're wearing a full shirt, or dare I say the freaking underwear, bro, the worst of the worst if you have polyester underwear. I'd rather go commando. And I have gone commando. I think what I went commando like one time it was. That junk is mad uncomfortable though. But I wouldn't recommend going commando. But at the same time, you don't want polyester going into your family jewels. You know what I'm saying? Toothbrush is mad important because you brush your teeth twice a day, some once. I brush my teeth twice a day. I use what? In at nighttime, I'll use my Dr. Bronner's toothpaste. In the mornings, if I'm gonna eat something, then I just use like water. I just brush my teeth with straight water in the mornings. But if I'm not gonna eat anything, I'm gonna go a little bit without eating anything, then I'll make sure to use toothpaste again. I do this because I don't want to consume like any extra toothpaste that I have to. Because naturally, since you're putting something in your mouth, no matter what it is, if you put it in your mouth, you're gonna be consuming it to an extent. And I just don't want to consume any toothpaste in the morning because I just don't think that's even if it's like, Dr. Bronner's is like I think like mostly organic. I found this other toothpaste brand that I gotta go check out. I think it only has like 5 ingredients or 4 ingredients in there or something like that, so I'm gonna go buy that and see how that one goes, but that's for another point in time. But right now, I'm using Dr. Bronner's toothpaste, and until that one, like, until not until where was I going with this? Oh, yes. I don't wanna use that in the mornings, and I don't wanna have extra toothpaste in my meals. I just don't think toothpaste with my ground beef and eggs in the morning really, like, gets the morning started, so I typically don't do that. But either way, that's for the at least for the toothpaste. For the toothbrush, you wanna make sure that it's a bamboo handle, and make sure to really look at the bristles because I've been fooled, bro. I have been fooled. And make sure they are boar's hair bristles because sometimes you'll see like marketing like, yeah, bamboo handle, bamboo handle. You'll see that marketing everywhere and it'll have like a nylon like charcoal infused thing and they'll be like trying to like market it like that. Or it's be bamboo handle. They'll say it's like eco or natural or sustainably created or sustainably raised sustainably raised sustainably raised bamboo, sometimes sustainably healthy or something like that. Like, they'll just give you a lot of greenwashing, and it'll be in, like, a cardboard box. I that's, like this is literally the one that I fell for that had this junk up on there. I was like, "Oh," like, this is when I had a lot more trust in me for, like, the systems out there and for the freaking brands out there, but just, distrust is the way to go about it. But make sure you have boar's hair bristles, and make sure you have that bamboo handle, and you'll be freaking chilling. Also want to talk about tea bags because tea bags, boy, do I love some bedtime tea. And my bedtime routine, bedtime tea, bro, that junk is delicious, bro. And I be drenching that junk with some honey too. I typically use the honey because I saw on this one Instagram reel that if drinking like a thing of honey before bed will improve sleep. And I take the Coke, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, bro." I'm joking. I'm joking, I'm joking. I actually did see that in Instagram reel, like, "Oh, yeah, drink honey before bed." That could be a thing. I personally haven't looked into that. I don't really, like, look on really that side typically, but I just like honey with my tea. I like putting in some good honey with my tea because it's just enjoyable, it tastes better, it's sweeter, and I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so I'm like, why not?" So yeah, I put some little bit of honey in there. I make sure that not to have the plastic tea bags because the plastic tea bags, a lot of them monks have like PFAs, or if they don't, if they say oh the PFA free, then they'll have PFS or something like that. Like they'll just have like a different variation of it if they're like a scummy brand. Or they'll have, like, BPA, obviously, well, not obviously, because like, it's hard to, like, really know these things because 'cause you're just gonna look at the tea bag and be like, "Oh, yeah." You can tell it's plastic or not, but if it feels a little funny and it says, like, PFA free, it's like, "Ah, does it really have BPA or anything like that in it?" It's kinda like you really gotta play the game of distrust. But unless these things are made of, like it says it's made of, like, paper or some other, like, chill substance, then it's like, "Alright, if it's made of paper, then I'll use it and I'll put it in my teacup." But if it's not, and it's not made of paper, it's just made of plastic or it says PFA free, and I have distrust when I'm looking at it and feeling it. And it's like, all right, I'm just gonna I snip open the top and then I just pour it into either pour it straight into the cup if I don't have what are those things called? Oh, strainers, there they are. If I don't have like a strainer for it, but I have this strainer clamp thing. It clamps. It's like a clamping close. It goes like this. It can clamp open and then it can clamp like shut. So then I'll put the contents of my bedtime tea, I'll put them in here and then I'll just like clamp it closed and I'll let it sit there. I just like let it sit in the boiling hot water because obviously when not obviously, these are, like, hard things to know, but when you putting what are they called? When putting plastic and combining it with heat, then, like, the chemicals become a lot more hyperactive and mobile and a lot more pesky, and as they're real pesky and as they're getting frisky, they'll try and get into you a lot more, the leakage, like the drainage, the succumsion, the eatage, they'll wanna eat you up and they'll wanna get inside you, if you know what I'm trying to say. Just making jokes, but yeah. So they should be on 10 toes about microplastics. I talk way more about microplastics and all other like health issues, like marketing schemes, freaking what, how to shop, especially like when you're on a budget and stuff like that, like how to go to Costco and Sam's Club and stuff like that. I give you just a few examples of some like meal plans and like struggle meals you can still make. Trying to show you that like it matters about like the quality of your food and stuff like that. I literally give you like health maxing 101. I give you the whole shebang. I'll hop on a freaking call with you for an hour if you want to talk about health because I freaking love that junk. That junk is just fun to do. Just talking about health and just yapping, bro. This is what I do, bro. It's just what I do. So if you want to hop on an hour call, sign up for that. If you want to join Health Maxing 101, top link in the description. Make sure you go check them out.